Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and before we get the shoe on the road, there's two things which I want to say really quick. First, there's not a whole lot going on in Warframe right now, hence the vlog vid, and two, I managed to catch a bit of a cold again, so please excuse the voice. Steel Path. A polarizing topic, is it not, my friends? Now, it's no secret that I'm not a big fan of Steel Path, but I'm gonna try to be as objective as humanly possible. Steel Path was born in Warframe out of a need of more difficulty. As you know, in Warframe there's no real endgame per se, so there's no outlet for all the collection you do. You collect your mods, your Warframes, your weapons, your Sentinel, you max them all out, you invest so much time, energy in getting the right build, getting all the forma, getting the catalyst, the weapon adapters, the Exilos, the arcanes, the everything, to get to the absolute max, and then introduce cricket sounds here. Nothing happens with all that power, there's no outlet for it. Enter Steel Path, what was supposed to be a form of endgame in Warframe. And I guess depending on your standards, it can be a form of endgame. Steel Path essentially lets you play the entire star chart again. Yes, the exact same star chart. But plus enemy level 100, enemy health 250, shield 250, armor 250, and you get a reward for your extra trouble, 100% resource drop chance, and mod drop chance boosters. As you can see, they're permanently on in Steel Path. Now, there are a couple of issues with Steel Path. In order to talk about what should be improved about it, first we need to talk about what's wrong with it. And I think I already mentioned this several times. Well, first off, the elephant in the room. It's the exact same bloody thing. The same enemies, the same tileset, the same textures, the same mechanics, the same everything, but plus level 100 and those modifiers. So if you already played through the star chart, that can seem a little bit boring and the reward isn't really all that great. On the other hand, here's a question that I always like to pose. If you were the dev, no, I'm serious, if you were legitimately the dev right now, would you really incentivize your players to do the exact same thing over and over again? Wouldn't that encourage burnout on your players, which we know is an issue in Warframe? That's a question for you guys to answer. Honestly, I'm gonna go with a no. But getting back on topic, let's talk difficulty. Again, Steel Path was born out of a need for more difficulty, more tougher enemies. And presto changeo, the difficulty is bullet sponge enemies. If you take a look at the modifiers really quick one more time, what do you got here anyway? You got level, which, okay, fine, health, shield, and armor. That translates to, oh, I need to fire more times, or I need a bigger wallop. With no added functionality, extra, with no added mechanic, without any actual new enemy type, it simply becomes bullet sponge enemies, which is a bit of a concern. Now, all the players I have come across, Steel Path seems to be a rather polarizing subject. Most players either love it or hate it from what I understood. Now, it is true, if you're a veteran in Warframe, let's say you got a couple of years under your belt and you're a little bit bored with the game, it is something to do. Which is definitely better than nothing. But is this an actual endgame? I'm gonna go with a no. Now, let's imagine an ideal world right now, alright? We got infinite resources, we got infinite time, we don't answer to anybody. That normally doesn't happen, but yeah, let's imagine for a second, it's fun to make believe, yeah? A good form of Steel Path, from my point of view, would be a different planet altogether. Different planet? Never mind about that, I got infinite money. Infinite star system. Alright, we're gonna start off on a brand new star chart. This is the old star chart, we're getting a brand new one, and that can be Steel Path. With, you guessed it, brand new enemies with, that's right, brand new mechanics and brand new challenges to meet. Do you know the expansion model that World of Warcraft used to have, and I stress this out, used to have, not the current one, the current one is a, oh boy. Anyway, the point is, every new expansion added higher level cap, but with that higher level cap, they also added higher gear, better abilities, more damage, which is why World of Warcraft got to like these insane amounts of numbers once upon a time. I think they toned that down. But that would be the basic point. What if Steel Path wasn't here, just a knob for me to switch, which is honestly, anyway, the knob, yes, I know. What if Steel Path was a different system altogether? The sentient homeworld, let's say. But not just the sentients, we can find some indigenous creatures there. New enemies for us to overcome. And they can come with their own weapons, their own mechanics, and all of that good stuff. Of course, if you want to retain actual difficulty, the difficulty must be kept in the actual mechanics of the fight. For example, enemy X, Y, and Z can only be damaged from behind when you are grappling from a hook or something of the sort. How about vertical levels in Warframe? You know what the community does most of the time? Hey, Warframe is amazing because I can do this, and I can do this, and I can look at me. What shooter does this? What shooter has this of an advance and this of a flexible and streamlined movement system? The parkour system that was initially inspired by Warframe's own community. No game really gives you this. Why don't we use this more? Use this more. How about vertical levels? I'm not talking about entire planet or something like that. A couple of missions which would be vertical. I think just for kicks and lulls, that would be fantastic. Again, if you want difficulty, being bullet spongy is just a part of the equation. You need actual mechanics. You need players to overcome challenges by learning these brand new mechanics and how to best approach them. That is my 2 cents on the matter. That's how I would approach Steel Path if I had infinite everything, infinite money, resources, talent, and all of that. But I don't have. And nobody does really have infinite time, infinite money, infinite resource. That's simply not gonna happen. So what Steel Path is, with the risk of sounding like a bit of a broken for Warframe, is a bit of a patch. Something you put on a little cut. I mean, it is something there for you to do. Go for Steel Path, you play for the Star Chart again, higher level enemies, and that might get your motor running. For me, not so much. The only reason I play Steel Path sometimes with my friends is one or two actually. Either you guys requested, hey Lazar, play Steel Path, I'm like, okay, fine. Or there are cool rewards you can get. Let's talk rewards. Ah, mama, there's not a lot of great rewards for Steel Path. Now, I love the fact that they included tension because everybody forgot about tension. You guys play Conclave? Come on, you can tell me. It's okay. I won't tell them, but I played Conclave for about 6 months. No, I'm serious. I never made it public because the two times I made videos about Conclave, people booed and like, boo, we're not gonna watch Conclave, die, Laser, die. Kind of like that. It was not the best experience for a creator. Getting back on point though, oh, I did it for the cosmetic, by the way. Steel Path cosmetics, mwah, bellissima, especially that Ciandana, but you need to do challenges to keep it lit up. Are these exciting to you? Are these exciting rewards to you? No, I'm legitimately asking. I'm a big fan of cosmetics in Warframe. I would put a lot of super cool cosmetics behind hurdles that can only be overcome via skill. Okay, actual skill, not hit it till it's dead because, you know, crowd control and that good stuff. These are not all that exciting to me, but I can see how being a cosmetic, of course, is going to be subjective and therefore entirely up to you. So you do have a little bit of motivation. And of course, the Crania ephemera, which is absolutely fantastic. So let's assume for a second here that these are not really all that exciting, and you don't get your panties all up in a bunch over a freaking glyph. Okay, let's just say that you're not the biggest fan of glyphs or anything of the sort. We go back to the initial problem. Would you incentivize players to do something repetitive and which will eventually get a little bit boring? Subjective as that may be. How do you keep a game mode like this fresh? Because you can't keep adding on to it, can you? Or could you? Could you just come out with expansion after expansion after expansion, increasing the level cap, getting us new enemies with new mechanics, new fights to learn, and all of that good stuff? World of Warcraft did that for several years, and for several years it was quite successful, and by all intents and purposes, World of Warcraft still is highly successful after so many blasted years. Granted, it's not at peak as it used to be once upon a time, but still it survives and it turns a hefty profit. So my friends, that is pretty much it for me today. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I am looking forward to reading all of your suggestions. I'm looking for that gem in the rough. As always, my name has been Lazar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and on Twitch as well. See ya, guys. Bye.